Presidential elections in the United States are often described as one of the most important political events in the world. However, the way elections work in the U.S. is not as simple as many people think. Americans go to the polls, but they do not directly elect the president. So who are they actually voting for? Why can someone win more popular votes but still lose the election? And how does this system operate under U.S. law? In this video, we will walk through the entire U.S. presidential election process from the primaries to Inauguration Day, based on official procedures and historical practice. Part 1. Eligibility requirements. According to the U.S. Constitution, a presidential candidate must be at least 35 years old, be a natural-born citizen of the United States, have lived in the United States for at least 14 years. The Constitution does not require a candidate to belong to a political party. However, in practice, most candidates come from the two major political parties, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. There are also independent candidates and candidates from smaller parties, but their chances of winning are typically lower due to the structure of the electoral system. Part 2. The primary elections, primaries and caucuses. Before the general election in November, each party holds internal elections to choose its official nominee. This process takes place state by state and lasts several months. There are two main formats: primary, secret ballot voting; caucus, in-person meetings and discussions. Voters registered with a party participate in selecting their preferred candidate. The candidate who secures enough delegates becomes the party's official nominee at the party's national convention. After this stage, each major party typically has one candidate who advances to the general election. Part 4. Election Day. U.S. presidential elections are held on the first Tuesday of November in an election year. Voters cast their ballots at polling stations or through early voting or by mail, depending on each state's laws. However, it is important to understand, voters do not directly elect the president. Instead, they vote for electors who represent their preferred candidate in their state. Part 5. The Electoral College. This system is known as the United States Electoral College. There are a total of 538 electors. This includes 435 members corresponding to the House of Representatives, 100 corresponding to the Senate, and 3 representing Washington, D.C. To win the presidency, a candidate must receive at least 270 electoral votes. Each state has a number of electors based on its population. For example, California has 54 electoral votes, Texas has 40 electoral votes. More populous states have more electoral votes. The winner-take-it-all principle. In most states, the candidate who wins the popular vote in that state receives all of its electoral votes. Only 2 states use a different allocation method, Maine and Nebraska. They divide electoral votes by congressional district. Part 6. After Election Day. In December, electors meet in their respective states to cast their official votes. In January, Congress convenes to count and certify the electoral votes. On January 20th, the president-elect is inaugurated at the United States Capitol. Part 7. Why was this system designed? The Electoral College system was created in 1787 during the drafting of the U.S. Constitution. Its purposes were to balance power between large and small states, to establish an indirect election mechanism rather than a direct nationwide vote, and to preserve the federal structure of the United States. To this day, the system remains in place, although there are ongoing discussions about potential reforms.